Well, hello there, Dawn at New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. uh, you requested a video that showed a bit of perspective, in so much as I think you commented that you couldn't really tell where you were on the plot. Excuse me. So I'll just swivel you round and start from the beginning. Okay, so here we are, right at the beginning. As you can see, Kaz, nickname for Karen, which, as you know, is my other half. So basically where I'm stood is the start of my allotment from here, and if I just take you to the side, that blue shed down there, just behind there, is the boundary fence, so that's where it ends. But we'll start up here. You may remember the beginning of this year, I had tulips down here. There's a couple of rose bushes. There's the rhubarb. There's that's actually my wife's scooter. Mine is out of commission at the moment, but we're not here to talk about scooters. These grapevines, they have gone absolutely mental. Got a couple of sunflowers there in between, which they are just starting to get some blooms on there, I think. So then we come to the other grapevine, which, as you can see, is supported by scaffold poles, which somebody was leaving their allotment for good, so he offered me them. They're ideal for grapevines in a way, but as you can see, there's a lot of grapes on that one. So then we come to the first real bed, which I had originally in here rows of carrots, and then originally in here I had 2 rows of parsnips, but then my missus went into hospital, the hot weather hit, and the seeds just didn't take. So that was the end of them. And then when I began to come up here a bit more, I tried again, but the hot weather just didn't allow it. These are a few cabbages on the next bed, which they're just about surviving. I do have to come up here every day to water virtually everything. There's some turnips under there. This is main crop potatoes here, which pink for apple. Here's the an escapee here. But as you can see, they're quite an unusual shape, and they do cook up nicely to have with some melted butter and whatever takes your fancy. This is the strawberry bed. At the beginning of this year I really had to be ruthless because it was over there where the potatoes now are, but it was so overcrowded I just had to move it and get rid of a lot of the older plants. But as you can see, I've got runners coming off of these. I may invest in some new plants at the right time. Underneath here is purple sprouting broccoli, which despite the hot weather they seem to be doing really well. And then we come down here to Durham early cabbages. Now these will overwinter and they'll be ready next spring as cabbages. And then we have more cabbages in here, and we have the staple of any British allotment, as I'm sure you know, Brussels sprouts in there. And then we come to the runner beans. Well, these were a task in themselves. This is the third sowing of these, and a lot of people in the UK have had problems with any type of bean because they just don't like the weather to be too hot, and then when they do grow you actually have to mist the flowers so as they set, and then you get beans. So just walk on the neighbour's path. Bit of a compost bin there. Then we have, well, I like to call it the fruit orchard. Sounds posh, doesn't it? This is a pear tree. She came into flower and the flowers dropped and absolutely no pears whatsoever. And I'm pretty certain that's down to the very hot weather. I'm going to give it this year, and if it doesn't improve then obviously there's something wrong with it. And here we have a cooking apple tree. This has been here ever since I took the plot over. We did have to move it once, but since moving her she's really taken off. She covers quite a big area. And then we go, these are blackcurrant bushes. Well, there's one, but that's enough for us. The missus likes to make a blackcurrant jam. And then we have a couple of gherkin plants there. So move on round. This is the eating apple tree, which is still a young one, but nevertheless there are plenty of apples on there. And next to that, yes, we have in there, if I can focus on it, I can't even see it because the sun is here. We have a butternut squash, and then we come to the tomato plants. There's 3 along there. These are sweet peppers. As you can see, there's one there, so that's a start. That's the other side of the butternut squash, spreading out well now. And then we have beefsteak tomatoes here. They're doing extremely well. And then some more beefsteak tomatoes going, yeah, I would say that's red more than orange now. More tomatoes here at the front, and those at the back here, they're a second sowing of tomatoes, so I'm hoping that the summer will last long enough for them to ripen. But we have a nice big tomato there. Another beefsteak there, I think. Yes, definitely. Nice little cluster in there. They're coming along all right. And then we have this little flower bed. I tried to make this area as sort of like nice to look at as possible, but due to my missus going into hospital and whatnot, it's deteriorated a bit. And then over here we this is what I call the memory garden. These three pots in the middle, one, two, and the third one over there, they're in memory of my mum, dad and brother-in-law, so that's why I keep them there. And then another tomato plant that is doing really well. It's in a pot. It was just a pot full of just old soil that had been shaken off of plants that had been dug out and weeds that had been dug out. It's doing really well. So, and there we go. That's the shed. That's the end. So I'll just swivel you around. Okay, so that's the perspective video done for you, Dawn. I will email you about the lives. I'll see if I can do it for tomorrow. If I can't, then we will definitely be doing our lives. Ciao for now.